So I just came back from the 10X conference out in Vegas, and I heard a lot of different speakers that were out there. Magic Johnson was out there, and John Travolta was out there, who's actually talking about going right back to Clearwater. I'm sure we all know why afterwards. And Usher came out. That was oh my God! I've never heard so many women in general scream in one stadium at one time. It was very, very, very loud. Anyway, it was really, really, really cool. But one of the most inspiring speakers that I heard was Grant Cardone's daughter, who was 6 years old. And it was fascinating. She sat up on stage, which, first of all, I'm sure most of us, if we went up on stage with 12,000 people, we'd freeze up. I know my hands would be shaking, and my heart would be pattering on my chest, and I wouldn't know what to say. And, she started off and said, "Hey, I want to talk today about attitude." And and I was like the whole place, like we were all like kind of hit us, and then we all started cheering, and everyone's going crazy. And she started talking a little bit about attitude and what attitude means. And then at one point, she lost her words. She forgot her lines or whatever it was. And her dad, Grant Cardone, is in the audience. And you see him, they showed him on camera real quick, and he was about to kind of jump in and try to save his daughter. And then I don't know if his wife scolded him or if he just held himself back. I didn't see that part, but he stopped. And he held himself back, and she everyone started cheering. She gained her composure, and then she made a little joke, and then bam, she just went right back into it and delivered it. And probably the hardest thing in sales and marketing in general is recovering. Meaning when things go bad, when you're having a bad month or a bad week or something bad just happens, is recovering from that. It is extremely difficult to do. And much less a 6-year-old up on stage in front of 12,000 people talking about attitude. It was awesome to see. I was super, super impressed by her and what she had to say. But in general, she was talking about really the idea of attitude is turning things around. When you're starting off having a bad day, turning it around into a good day. And for all of us, at least it resonated, I'm sure for everybody in this room, is man, sometimes days start rough. Things just start bad. And being able to turn it around and turn it into a positive is really what makes a great team. And I think we have an incredible team here because there are things that happen, and we're in a small office, and sometimes tempers flare, but and sometimes people are overworked doing 2 jobs at 2 people. Give it up for Judy. Sometimes we got way more things going on at tour reception in the business ops world, and we've got so many things happening in sales and marketing. Or tours fly out of here, or things happen. And when we're able to really come together as a team and say, all right, hey, how do we turn this around? How do we turn it into a positive? That's what's going to make us successful. So my brother, my oldest brother, Uri, I booked him a vacation, and he found in North Carolina at Edisto. And apparently there's a kosher restaurant out there, which he only eats kosher food. It was the only kosher restaurant that he could find in the entire place. And he brought me this little, it's called Hyman's Seafood.
That's Charleston, South Carolina.
Charleston, okay, yeah.
Yep.
So it's really close to the resort, about an hour away. And he saved me this little card, and he said it was on his table. It says, "The longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. Attitude to me is more important than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than success, and what other people say or do. It's more important than appearance or skill. It'll make or break a company, a sports team, a home. The remarkable thing is we all have a choice every day regarding attitude. We can embrace for the day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact certain people act a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play with play on the one string we have, and that is our attitude. I'm convinced that life is 10% of what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it. And so it is with you. We all are in charge of our attitudes. So my brother gave this to me. This is about 3 months ago, and he said, "Hey, maybe you'll save this for a meeting sometime." And I've had it literally sitting in my wallet this entire time. And then I went to this conference, and I pulled it out when she was done talking. I was like, "Oh my God, this is the moment. I'm going to use this card." But man, you know, and guys, we're all guilty of it too. I think sometimes, you know, we always have to check our attitude. And what makes a great team with everyone who's here today is you are the best of the best that we had in this last quarter. I mean, you all rose above everybody else, and you all brought an incredible attitude and with that, incredible success.